nature, he created them from 4 elements, which are water, air, dust, and fire, where the last is nothing but a flame of energy. If his condition was at its best and gave it a period of time that reached middle age, then this divine message should be the focus of our work today, and it is embodied in the useful energy. What is happening today in some Arab and Islamic countries is suspicious in terms of buzzing slogans without any prospects or translation mechanism. What we see in some countries is how to suppress religion views, demolish their religion's homes, and abandon their use without paying attention to the message that the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres sent a few weeks ago about the necessity of respecting all religions and their doctrines. Today, we are facing internal migration because of religious ideas that are not up to the admiration of some, has killing young people and depriving societies of these energies that we rely on to build a better tomorrow become a place of alarm for some intellectual and political currents. How can we build a society based on intellectual unity and reject pluralism, which is the source of wealth for improving the individual performance in society? Thousands of questions revolve around those concerns in order to avoid the pitfalls that we may fall into, and thus we do not accomplish all that we present and our people with in order to develop it in building a better society in which a person lives with absolute dignity without the need to kiss the hands and take the approval of the official who usually takes much more than they give. For so doing, we must list some numbers here to show how important youth consider in number in the continents. First, the universe is home of 2.3 billion children, where 29.3% of the world's population is under the age of 18. 1.8 billion young people between the ages of 10 and 24. This is the studies that was done by us at the expert mechanism of the United Nations when we were representing the IHRC at this expert mechanism committee. Therefore, we must note that there are a large number of these children and youth living in areas exposed to the effect of the climate, and there are about 500,000 of children living in the areas of high altitude floods, in addition to about 160 million children living in areas suffering from severe drought. What does this mean? For many of these children and youth, climate vulnerabilities are combined with issues such as conflict, extreme poverty, and lack of access to basic services such as sanitation and safe water. Parallel to this, there is a growing awareness that the negative impact of climate change increasingly contribute directly and indirectly to temporary and permanent migration and displacement within countries and across borders. We must be very certain that migration in the context of climate change is often a multi-cause phenomenon, as many drivers intersect to shape the decision to migrate, and that it's difficult to estimate the number of people on the move due to the effect of climate, including children. It is clear that children and youth are deeply concerned about migration dynamics, with 1 child out of 8 migrants. In addition to this, past migration generate a profound demographic shift, with migrant children being the fastest growing segment of children and youth in a number of high and middle income countries across the world. The relationship between children, climate, and migration remain unexplored, but it is already clear that climate impact add new layers of vulnerability to a large number of children and youth who live and migrate in difficult circumstances. Children and young people are the last responsible for climate change, yet they are among the most vulnerable to its impact. Today's children and youth feel the effect of environmental change, and today's leaders must design policies aimed at minimizing its impact on future generations and suggesting ambitious alternatives. Therefore, What we need in this session is to provide a platform for experts, policy makers, and young people to discuss pertinent questions related to the climate migration displacement nexus, to unpack key concepts and terms related to climate migration and displacement, and to propose a set of actions outlining a future agenda for integrating children's needs and rights into evolving policies, discussion, and future legal framework. I thank you very much.